Hello students, today we'll do chapter 2 of class 10th polynomials. So what is a polynomial? A polynomial may be defined as a polynomial of degree 2 is called a quadratic polynomial. In other words, we can say any polynomial of the form ax square plus bx plus c. Any equation in the form of ax square plus bx plus c where a b c are real and a not equal to 0 is called a quadratic polynomial. And one thing you keep in mind that this polynomial should not be equal to 0. If it become equal to 0, it become a quadratic equation. So keep in mind that never put this standard polynomial equal to 0. This is also called standard polynomial. And second condition is the a is not equal to 0. This is called a quadratic polynomial. For example, we can say 4x square plus 9x minus 5 or x square plus 5. And we have a several example. 4 by 5 minus x square. See the degree of x square. See the degree of x variable. Here the degree of x is 2. Here the degree of x is 2. Here the degree of x is also 2. So all the expression we can see that the degree of x is 2. So this is called the quadratic polynomial. Now quadratic polynomial may be described as it is of basically of three types: monomial, binomial and trinomial. In monomial, we have only a single variable 1 by 5 x square. We have here only a single variable. So it is called a monomial. So in binomial, we have a two terms, two unlike terms. 3x square plus 5 is example of binomial. Or we can say that 3x square plus 6x, 3x square 5x, and trinomial. In trinomial, there are three terms: 3x square plus 2x minus 5. So this is all about the quadratic polynomial. A quadratic polynomial is of the form of ax square plus bx plus c where a, b, c are real and a is not equal to 0 is called a quadratic polynomial. For example, we have taken the example of 4x square plus 9 minus 5. Here the we have to see the degree of x. Here the degree of x is 2. Here the degree of x is 2. So any polynomial of degree 2 is called a quadratic polynomial. And it has three types: monomial, binomial and trinomial. Now coming to exercise 2.1, the first question is the graph of y is equal to px are given below. For some polynomial of px, find the number of zeros of p of x in each case. So here we have a three graph. We have to tell the number of zeros. So what are zeros? Zeros are basically the roots. Zeros are basically the roots. हम कोई भी क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन के जब इक्वल टू जीरो करके उसके फैक्टर बनाते थे तो जो एक्स की वैल्यू आती थी वो उसकी क्या होते थे, रूट्स होते थे ना. बट इस चैप्टर में हम रूट्स को क्या बोलते हैं, जीरोस बोलते हैं. नाउ सी द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन. इन दिस ग्राफ we have a line parallel to the x-axis. We have to determine the number of zeros. Now this line doesn't touch the x-axis. इस लाइन को टच कर रही है, नहीं कर रही ना टच, तो it has no zeros. क्या बोलेंगे इसको, it has नो जीरो. इस लाइन के ऊपर टच ही नहीं कर रही तो जीरोस इसके निकलेंगी नहीं. तो इट हैज नो जीरोस बिकॉज इट्स ग्राफ डज नॉट इंटरसेक्ट एक्स एक्सिस एट एनी पॉइंट. दिस इज द first graph you have to draw on the graph paper. And in second part we have this equation, and this equation, see, it lies on the x-axis at only one point. So number of zeros of the in this case will be 1. So we have written it has 1 0 graph because it has 1 0 because the graph intersects the x-axis at only one point. Now in the third case, see that this graph, this curve touches the x-axis at how many points? 1, 2 and 3. So here it has 3 zeros as it graph intersect the x-axis at 3 points. 1 2 3. सो बेसिकली हमने ये याद रखना है कि कोई भी कर्व अगर एक्स एक्सिस को जितने पॉइंट्स पे टच करेगा उतने उसके नंबर ऑफ जीरोस होंगे. नाउ कमिंग टू द फोर्थ पार्ट. इन फोर्थ पार्ट वी हैव सीन, इन फोर्थ पार्ट we have the curve. See in this curve it touches the x-axis at 2 point. This is first point, this is second point. Now what we'll write? We'll write it has 2 zeros because its graphs intersect the x-axis at 2 points. Similarly in fifth part we have the curve intersecting the x-axis at how many points? 1 2 3 and 4. So it has 4 zeros because its graph intersect the x-axis at 4 points. तो हमें ये देख के पता चल रहा है कि ये जो कर्व है ये x एक्सिस के ऊपर 4 पॉइंट्स के ऊपर टच कर रहा है. अब हमने x एक्सिस को क्यों देख रहे हैं? क्योंकि हमें क्वेश्चन में क्या पूछा था? वी हैव टू डिटरमाइन द पॉइंट्स ऑफ p ऑफ x. तो हमें x एक्सिस को देखना पड़ेगा कि x एक्सिस पे ये कितने, ये जो कर्व है कितने पॉइंट्स पे टच कर रहा है. तो हियर इट टचेस द x एक्सिस एट 4 points. So the number of the zeros are 4 because its graph intersect the axis at 4 points. Now the last part of this exercise is this curve. This curve touches the x-axis at 1, 2 and 3 points. So it has 3 zeros because its graph intersect the x-axis at 3 points. So here I revise 1, 2 and 3 points. So it has only 3 zeros because its graph intersect the x-axis at only 3 points. So this is basically all in this video. Thank you.